Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com, and I have another video that came from a Patreon subscriber. That's a special request. You can check out what I'm talking about here if you check out the Patreon campaign. If you subscribe at a certain pledge level, you're able to get custom videos created for you, one a month that I do. And so that's a good opportunity if you want to make sure. I can't always answer all the questions. Sometimes if you email me, I can do a video, but I get a lot of emails every day. So this email is from Ken, and he says, "Hi John, can you do a review of what equipment you use and also a behind the scenes review for making YouTube videos? I want to start my own channel and make videos similar to yours. You've really inspired me. I hope I'm not asking for too much, but while you're at it, could you also give advice on how to start and grow your own YouTube channel? Thanks, Ken." So Ken, I'll give you some basic ideas of what I'm using here, and hopefully I'll put some links to the Amazon versions of this equipment in the channel below. But essentially, well, let's talk about the basics here. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and then we can sort of narrow that down and talk about some of the basics here. So what I have right now, what I'm shooting this video on that you're watching right now, is on a Canon EOS Rebel T5i. So that's a DSLR. You can find the link for this video camera or DSLR below in the description. And it should be an Amazon link here. And then I've got just like the standard lens that came with it. I also have a 50mm lens that you could put on there that I sometimes shoot videos on, but I'm thinking this wider angle lens is working pretty well. Then what I'm using to record here is I have this mic that is a wireless mic that I bought. I found this really good deal on this wireless Audio-Technica microphone, and then I've got that hooked up to the video recorder. So this is basically an Audio-Technica System 10 digital 2.4 gigahertz wireless microphone set. It goes for a few $100s, right? So actually I think without the deal it was like $500 or $600, but I got it for a couple $100s because I saw a deal on there. The Canon T5i I think might be $600 or $700, and then I've got just a simple tripod on my desk that I'm using to do this. Then as far as the editing, I'm not doing my own editing. When I was doing editing, I was using Camtasia. But I have an editor that edits all my stuff now, Rodrigo, and he does an excellent job on that. But I don't know what he's using, maybe Final Cut Pro, we'll have to see. But there's a lot of options for editing video. And then a lot of my videos that I shoot, I will just shoot with my iPhone. So I've got an iPhone 6s Plus, which has a nice camera. I've been using the rear-facing camera because you can up the resolution on that, and you can get good motion auto stabilization, right? That's hardware stabilization that's built in here, so you can walk down the street. When I use that, I also have a little iPhone mic that I think I got for like $20 or $30. I'll try to get a link for you below that I use with that, so, and with this iPhone. And then that's the primary things that I use to shoot like the daily videos. As far as the professional quality videos, the things that you see on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I actually have a camera crew that comes out. I've used different crews. As I moved to San Diego, I found a new person to do my shooting here, and he's got a professional, studio movie camera and a second camera, and he'll mic me up and he'll shoot it all, and then I'll take the raw footage and Rodrigo will edit that. So that's basically what I do. So and as far as like making the YouTube videos, so I have a Trello board. Obviously, if you've subscribed to the Patreon, you've seen that or you have access to that. And a lot of the questions that come in from email, they end up getting forwarded to that Trello board, or I'll answer them from the email. And those get in different priorities, they get categorized, right? And so a lot of my questions will come from there that I'll answer. I don't really script anything ahead. I don't really do any editing, right? It's just I turn on the video camera and I start recording. Very rarely do I ever retake anything. I just go for it. And then a lot of the videos will just ideas I had, like topics I thought of that I want to talk about, something that happened happened, and so, I just have a lot of ideas. A lot of things come from things that I'm reading or something I'm listening to or something that's going on, or a lot of it is personal experience, something that I've struggled with and I figured out how to overcome, or that I'm currently struggling with. And so, almost some of the video is therapy for myself, like mentoring myself on coaching myself through problems, and really in externalizing what I've learned from those problems. So yeah, so that is basically what I do. It's not all that complicated. If you want to start a channel, all you really need today is, like a good cell phone camera plus a mic. A cell phone mic is probably going to be the easiest thing to do, and you could just get a little tripod that can hold the cell phone, and you can record like that. You can just record with a cell phone without even, the mic is probably a good investment, and it's not very expensive. If you have a DSLR, if you can afford one, that's probably the next upgrade, next step. There's a few other cameras that different YouTubers use, but I think if you can have a nice stationary setup, a DSLR is going to work, and it's fairly cost effective. You can even shoot like 4K video on an iPhone if you want, but editing is going to be difficult for that. So yeah, you don't need a whole lot. If you do set up a studio or something, the lighting is probably a good investment. I don't have the best lighting in here. I'm still got to work on soundproofing and getting the lighting and stuff to get this set up, as I haven't had much time to work on my office, my studio here. But yeah, so as far as creating a video or creating a channel, how to start and grow your YouTube channel. So, I'm a big believer in being prolific. In fact, the best advice I would give you, it's actually a book. I just finished reading this book called 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. A lot of you who listen to this channel recommended it because you probably recognize that my strategy in life is very similar to his. I call it being extremely prolific. He calls it the 10X rule. But it's interesting that we've kind of developed similar strategies. But I totally think that that's the best way to go about having success on YouTube, is just to produce a whole lot of videos, to do a lot of effort in producing a ton of videos, and to keep on doing it. And that's really been what's helped me to be successful, not only from the perspective of having a lot of videos for people to put their eyes on, so you're more likely to have more exposure, but also for getting better at being comfortable in front of the camera. One of the hardest things I think with YouTube, with doing video, is getting comfortable in front of a camera is very difficult, right? A lot of people can talk in front of an audience, or they can write a blog post, or they can even do a podcast. But speaking and talking to a camera is much more difficult. And if you watch some of my earlier videos, you can tell that I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. Not at least you're not paranoid, but my motions are more robotic. I'm not free and natural. And so doing a lot of videos is going to help you do that. Now, I'm far from being great in front of a camera, but I'm getting better, and I can see that change and that difference as I'm having more personality and being more natural in front of the camera and able to express that more. So from time to time, I do get nervous still, right? It still happens. I'm not perfect, but I'm working on that. So I would say that is the biggest factor to success. I would probably, again, my channel is very much broad. I tend to do the opposite of what I advise, but if I were starting out, I would try to be a very focused and narrow channel. I was talking about creating a channel just about reading the letters of the Stoic letters that Seneca wrote and dissecting them, and that would be a very focused channel. I think that would actually gain a lot of traction because it's so focused and narrow. So if you can be focused and narrow and be something very specific, I think that's gonna help you to gain traction. Now with Simple Programmer, obviously, my market, or my niche is really soft skills for software developers, to own that word. So I'm kind of all over the place with that. I have a little bit of different strategy, but that's not the strategy I would recommend for everyone. And I probably would be more successful if I were a little bit more focused on one particular topic, or maybe had multiple channels that were focused on a specific topic. But I got to do my own thing. That's me. So Yeah, so that's really the key. I'm not going to say, using keywords and descriptions and all that. I would say that you do want to have a big subscribe button. You want to encourage people to subscribe. You want to make that the call to action so that people know to subscribe to your channel, because that's going to make a difference. Because subscribers, I'm focused on gaining subscribers because I feel like gaining subscribers is going to ultimately gain you views and gain you more loyalty and more of an audience. But yeah, just go for it. The thing is, just start a channel, start recording videos, come up with a schedule of how often you're going to record videos, and come up with a bunch of topics, and just start doing it and promote them as you can. And Google is a search engine, or YouTube is a search engine. People will search for your videos, or they'll search for topics, and they'll find your videos. So try to find relevant topics. One thing I would look at is maybe some of the top videos that are related to what you want to talk about, and make videos like those, and that's going to gain some traction for you. But I think YouTube right now is really a numbers game. It's about producing as much as you can, and I think that's why I'm focused on creating so many videos, is because I feel like that's the best way to grow. It's the best way to get better, and that's just a really good strategy in life. The same as, like I said, that book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, and he's really saying, do 10 times more than what's required. If you do that, you're bound to be successful in whatever that you pursue. So I would use that strategy, especially with YouTube. That's what I'm trying to do now. So anyway, thanks for the question, Ken. I hope that helps you. And if you have a question for me, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you next time. Take care.